Welcome to Kali's Calling Between Destruction and Rebirth. This podcast is an invitation, a journey through the making of Ptolemea's new album Kali that will be released on November 6 under the Portuguese label Raging Planet. Each episode, we dive into one song. We trace its roots, its emotions, the stories behind the lyrics, and the energy that brought it to life. And today, we begin with the first track, Kura. Lyrically, Kura is written in Portuguese, and it's about remembering who we were before the world bruised us, before our hearts grew cautious, before our dreams got buried. Here's a little story from when I was writing this song. I kept going back to this one memory. I was 14, part of a music project I loved so much. It was summer, it was hot, and I was on my way to rehearsal. When I stepped off the bus, a cool breeze brushed my skin, and I started walking, and this energy started rising into my body. I felt unstoppable, like anything was possible, like every door in the world was open to me. And that feeling, I didn't feel it again for a very long time. Unless I was drunk or high on something, which isn't the real thing, is it? And I realized that life took that feeling away, and I had to go through all kinds of experiences, good, bad, confusing, painful, to finally find my way back to it, but this time with something more. Because at 14, our dreams are so innocent, pure, fragile. But now, 23 years later, I carry something deeper. Maturity, scars, perspective, and strength. When we are young, we don't know how to deal with pain or disappointment. Nobody told us how. We didn't have the right tools, so we just buried it. We put it in some corner of our mind and moved on. But life always brings us back to those same dark corners, to those same shadows. And when we are finally ready to face them, we start to remember. We remember how wild our hearts used to be, how free our dreams were before they got clouded by fear and self-doubt. I truly believe this. Life brings us back to the shadows so that we can reconnect with what's underneath. Ultimately, at a certain point, we realize that the only thing we are looking for is love. Not only in a relationship or in family or in friendships, but love in what we do. If we find love in what we do, whatever it might be, then we are able to feel fulfilled and to find purpose and meaning in our lives. Musically, Kura has two parts. The first one, representing the shadow work, is very atmospheric. It's dark, it's melancholic. Then comes the beat, a shamanic drum, and it's like pulsing and driving like the fire we have inside of us. And then comes the second part of the song, and it's like a huge explosion of drums, electric guitars, and a powerful and epic choir. And this is the moment of rising, of remembering who we are, of freedom. So, Kura is about the cycle of falling and rising, of descending into shadow and coming back with light, of remembering, of longing, of choosing love again. Because here's what I truly believe. Life will keep challenging us louder and louder until we finally listen, until we remember that our dreams have been there this whole time, waiting for us to be brave, to be adventurous again. And when they are, the path opens. But for now, I invite you to sit with the echoes of your own dreams. What part of you is still waiting to rise again?